5:48. Bit late, well, not really late. I mean, I was up at 5 o'clock, but there she is. This was on my altar all the time, but you see it's been curled up, you know, like that, right? And it was stuck in a jar. It was in my ear sight all the time, but obviously meant to be, and not really a problem. But this is the black unicorn. I do it very slow. Well, I can see there an alternative base for all the performing arts. Beautiful logo, right? And this is done again, obviously, with the printing press at Findorn. And it has all fitted, because this is a big, well, I've even got the date on the back. This is an A3, so it's designed to be a poster, and it's been laminated. And so that could be stuck up into, but it's been curled, well, not necessarily the wrong way, because I just wanted to show you it first. And it's beautiful. You've got black, white, red, and at the bottom, yeah, and that is the whole thing. So I can now use that to read out. And as I put on the title of this video, both titles. Again, that will be decided by the first forming committee. Both of them have elements of, well, positivity, whatever word, haven't I put it, but both could be applicable. Because it's just a matter of changing wherever the theatre of unemployment was put in, because it is illegal to worded that way, and just change it to black unicorn. So, or without further ado, because obviously this is the most important thing I do want to get down. Gotta get down to it. yeah. Ohio, isn't it? Yeah. Tin soldiers and Nixon coming. Yeah. Yes, 4. I didn't know that. A lot of people, 4 dead in Ohio. I mean, I have recently, but you're surprised about people hear what they want to hear. Well, I better shut. I'll be off on another 4-hour discourse on that. But yeah, okay. So I'm going to read it as it is, because I've already explained this can be just changed to the theatre of unemployment, and no problem. That's still to happen. Okay. Black Unicorn. First thing, an alternative promotional agency for all the performing arts. Then my name's put, Graham Clark. Oh, it's the correct year. Rosalind Cottage, 6 St Andrews Road, Landbride, Murray, IV 308NZ. The email is incorrect. So I can modify that. I won't bother because it confuses issues. Gampa77@gmail.com. Status will be a non-profit organisation with charity status. Purpose, section 1, to provide a contact point for charities who would like benefit concerts, shows, appearances, etc. done for them. Section 2 will be an alternative promotional agency for all the performing arts. Section 3, all artists registering with the Black Unicorn, but of course it could be FITRA, must agree to be available to perform for charities. Or all artists registering with the Black Unicorn must agree to be available to share their artistic skills with unemployed people. Section 5, all technical personnel registering with the Black Unicorn must be available to share their technical skills with unemployed people. Okay, right. I mean, I've got my glasses as well. Application. This is channeled. So I mean, it's just like it is a legal constitutional document. Application. See. Okay. Section 6. A resource will be maintained via publicity through various media forms, i.e. radio, musical publications, theatrical publications, TV, plus more important, personal recommendation by other members. See section 14. Okay. Section 7. The resource will be put on computer, so enabling the black unicorn to be run efficiently by very few personnel. Here. Promotion, part 1. Sorry about it. If that has really jiggered the sound, I can do this again because it's not going to take long. And I have to do it. It's just because the thing's curled up and I realise it's scrunching about. So when I do run, I'll run through it quickly before I officially upload it, just to make sure. Just have to do it again. Promotion, part 1, section 8. All charities that require the services of the Black Unicorn must agree to incorporate workshops within their events or facilities to allow workshops to eventuate from events, so enabling section 4 to be put into practice. The purpose being to allow unemployed people direct access to the performing arts, plus technical skills associated with them. Section 9. All charities that require the services of the Black Unicorn must agree that unemployed people have concession on admittance to any show, concert, etc., that the Black Unicorn helps to organise in any capacity. Okay. Promotion part 2, section 10. Okay. This is all done for a reason, because people can just note the section number and they've got a thing, and all. This is how it's done. Well, this is it. This has been through the Charity Commission and has had all the boxes ticked. The Black Unicorn will try to encourage all charities who request its services to put on multimedia events, i.e. events incorporating more than one art form, i.e. music, dance, poetry, as far as possible. Section 11. The Black Unicorn itself, talked about this here, will organise events for charities should they wish this service, but as mentioned in section 10, we would encourage multimedia events, so enabling section 4 to be more effectively put into practice. Obviously what that's referring to, like I said, you've got a comedian, right? And he's just going to go into a little pub gig. So you can't have, workshops and everything there, and you can't really have it as a multimedia. Well, you could have a poet, say, and a comedian, but it'd have to be of that ilk. But that still is the vision. And that what could eventuate, if they have a very successful evening, hypothetically, the publican could allow. Again, it's all ifs and buts, but if he's got the space and the opportunity and people show interest, as an example, I'd love to become a stand-up comedian or give it a shot, that would be an entertaining event in itself. And good, there you go, there's your promotion, and also enabling up-and-coming comedians, which they do anyway. So I'm talking about that does happen, but that's just an example. Right, promotion part 3. The Black Unicorn will run workshops, separate to concerts, shows, etc., upon request. They're contacted and, can you organise a workshop? Which people will willingly pay to attend. So there will be a reasonable admittance fee charged, but reasonable, if it has to cover the costs of the hall or whatever. But that will be tempered because it is a charity. So the charity approaches a venue and says, you know, we'd like to organise this event, workshops. And generally what you do anyway would target local council-owned halls, which are the people's halls. They're there to enable the people to put on things, not just to put on commercial events. You know, right, they're back to the other element of promoters. Get it? Oh, we want to hire a hall to earn a lot of money. Okay. And we're going to bring this pop star in. Okay. And we're going to charge up to whatever now, 20 quid an appearance. Okay. How much can you want to charge us for the hall? Okay. See, it double barrels itself. Obviously, the council's got a responsibility to make profit back on the hall because it's still got running costs. And obviously, it could only allow so much charity events. Well, I was just having a go at the commercial promotional agencies now. That's how it is now. Right. Section 13, the Black Unicorn will run workshops in organisational skills. Okay. So enabling the Black Unicorn to be set up in other areas of the country. Oh, that is a bugger, but I can't stop that. Or you can't hear it. Oh dear. I'm going to carry. I declined, or did I? I'm sorry, I know you can see us, but I can't care. Oh, yeah, I think yeah. Hello? No, it hasn't happened. Hello? Right, it's okay, Graham. Come on, chill out. Right, I mean, you still could see me, but I certainly couldn't carry on. What could have done with that? Reading the thing. So where were we? Yeah, I'll just reiterate that. Section 30. The Black Unicorn will run workshops in organisational skills, so enabling the Black Unicorn to be set up in other areas of the country, or of course the world. The people come, you've already gained the experience and the skills needed to organise events. What does it actually entail? People can come and do a quick workshop who are interested and gend up of how they could do it. Section 14. The Black Unicorn will encourage all its members to help the Black Unicorn to grow organically. So as well as Section 6 being used as a means to increase membership, and personal recommendation is essential to maintain the quality of the artist's registering, as all members must be fairly proficient in their respective art form to be able to put Section 4 into practice. That does mean that if someone just says, oh, I'm a brilliant guitarist, they will need to be checked. Obviously, similar to these things you see on the telly, but if they've got the ability, great. If they haven't, we would be honest, we'd have to be, to them, well, you're crap, but, your heart's in the right place, and be not rejected, redirected into another avenue. Because obviously anyone who's got enthusiasm and energy, but isn't quite up to scratch, they could go into those things. They could go to workshops with other musicians to develop their skills, but they can also help in a technical capacity, get it? They become part of the group. So they join a theatre of unemployment group section to the town, the local town where they happen to live, and they obviously voluntarily help out in any other capacity. So they've been told no, but they've said, we feel ready for that step, but we can line up some workshops for you if it's a musician, right? And you can attend a couple of jam sessions anyway, because actually it all goes through a PA. So I'm talking shite again. But obviously there's got to be some guidelines. That's it. If there's 150 people all apply to do this concert because Eric Clapton's coming, right? There will have to be some kind of whittling down, and to give the people that are going to benefit the most from that the access to do it. But still people could go who can just about put 3 chords together. You get me? But this is just all in the spirit. Just reassuring people that, yeah, the team that starts this will have all these skills. We'll need them. But this will be, I'm going to say that very, excrement hot. Yeah, it's a term that came in, but see, I've got all sorts of guys and helpers. All things to all men. Right. All right. Yeah, shit hot. Right. Right. Section 15, right? The black unicorn will be composed. I might have done it, but okay. I'll do it again. Section 15, right? The black unicorn will be composed of members who have proven ability in their respective art forms, plus those wishing to take part in the workshops, and those wishing to partake in the workshops will obviously be filed separately. Oh no, it wasn't. So that is it. People can make contact and say, well, just what I'm talking about really, I'm not ready to actually perform, but I would like to do a workshop, again organised by the Black Unicorn as a charitable event, and consequently enable them to connect in, and also that can generate money. Obviously reasonable price, but again, all the profits made from any of the events goes back into either running costs or can be donated to charity. I won't ask for it. I've got to read it. It is someone saying, oh, tell them about joint benefits. Humour coming in there. But here, right, when I get to it on the list, or I'm starting to have an interaction with my guys. All right, say it as it is written. Right, section 16. The Black Unicorn will encourage all charities who request its services to incorporate within their events opportunities for jam sessions to take place. This will enable musicians to play with more experienced musicians, also musicians who are presently playing in a band or group to perform, because we have conflict of thing and all this stuff, contracts and things. But they could say, well, no, I'm not going to play as the Mickey Mouse Wanderers, you know, the name of the band they might happen to be in. I'm just going to be under my name, and it's a jam session. He doesn't break any contractual things then. Yeah? And we couldn't get sued, you know. What do you mean the Mickey Mouse Wanderers are playing? It's just one of them, you know, not right. That's going off on again to be put into practice. This is a quote from me, and it is included in it, so that's it. Being unemployed, one can think that you haven't a part to play in the theatre of life. The Black Unicorn will be a vehicle to enable some unemployed people to find their part. Graham Clark. Sounds a lot like Neil Young, doesn't it? Instead of the world, the theatre, no one else has your part, and a means to enable people to find their part, which is like, well, what can you really do? Because of a low self-esteem issue, which many people have with mental health. Oh, I'll just be the clean out the ashtrays in the toilets. All right, I'm very happy just to do that. You know, I can do cleaning work, in other words. But then it's sus that they're just someone that's just holding back because of low self-esteem, and that actually when they are befriended, it comes out that they, oh, I do write poetry. Okay. Oh, have you ever performed it? Well, not really. I perform it to myself, you know, read it. Oh, well, I can record, that's what I've done, actually myself. Oh, I can record that, put some music on it, and that will encourage them to actually take the next step, become a performance poet, to get out there and stand in front of people. See, that's the thing. And you get you over that fear which has been implanted in you through negativity and other people. You're schizophrenic. You're useless, right? As an example. Oh, this is a punchline. Right, but promotion part 4, bear with me. Oh no, well, yeah, just says I'm on the right section 17, see it all numerically. The Black Unicorn, will set up alternative publishing facilities for any artist who has material which they would like to be used by other artists. Yeah. Or themselves, but of all the material published, some of the royalties must be donated to charity. Wow, again, a brilliant idea. So they're a songwriter. Many people in that help, but they don't actually sing, but that's their skill. They could then have their work copyrighted, right? But their contract will be that some of the royalties generated by their songs, so another artist comes to perform it, but some of the royalties must go into charity. And again, they can stipulate the charity. It doesn't have to be the fear of unemployment. It would be nice, you get me, but that's how it's been worded, to charity. Section 18. This is the line I like, because it really clicks a lot of things into what's all this about. And the media would love this line, right? Because imagine what's all this about? Well, all right, even so, they still haven't grasped it, right? Oh, yeah. This will enable many artists to share their artistic talents in a common aim of using the arts to relieve suffering in the world. Okay? Yeah. The mantra for this is the art of the relief of suffering. This is how it can or will be done. Yeah. See, it's not more than what people might speculate. Oh, they're just going to organise concerts. Okay. As an ongoing thing set in for new people to be trained up, to grow, and they can go off to either other area or whatever, you know what I mean? The people that are trained to help set up the administration can then move on to another town or another country or wherever, and they would be approved. Obviously, that's where people like me would come in. That, not anyone can just set it up. They can, in a sense, but they would have to be approved by the central body, if you like, or the governing body. Okay? Because we all know about corruption. I've shared that already in an incident I had in Mexico. People can steal some of these ideas, but it still is a commercial scam, and they're not actually a charity. Okay? So that is set in stone, joke, that obviously, yeah. Right, okay, section 90. The Black Unicorn will also act as promoters of artistic concerts, festivals which fall into its aims, using the arts to raise funds for charity, plus doing workshops for unemployed people. Finance. The Black Unicorn will organise events to raise funds for its own existence. This will be of a joint benefit nature, incorporating another charity. I will need to expand on that, but just again. Oh no, maybe not. Right. So, they're what's called a shared joint benefits. And as I imagine what could happen, you go to your local town hall run by your local council, saying we'd like to use your premises, which are technically ours, but this will be a joint charity benefit. You, that's the charity, the council, can choose a local-based charity, get it to benefit the local community, and whatever percentage, 50% or whatever, of the profits made from this event will go to that. That gets them off the hook. because basically they'd let us use the facility for free because they will get some money back. Get it? But from the money generated by the show. So it doesn't come out of our, I say, Black Unicorns purse, right? So there might be I don't know, come on. Right. Joint. Bit of sense of humour. Joint benefits. Concept for you. Right, but I'll now say how it is channeled. Established section 21, established recording artists will be approached to give their services as guest appearances. And section 21B, all recording sessions, etc. So we've then gone into the concept of a charity run recording studio. Okay, Shamanic Studios has already gone through that route. And where they can just pop in to a session recording, which has happened anyway, but it's on you, and just contribute to the recording. Obviously, give instantly the recording appeal. Eric Clapton plus such and such and such and such, and local artists as an example, a jam session. Obviously, all the artists taking part will be named, but they will be unknown. But Eric Clapton will obviously draw in the interest for the recording. Okay. Guest appearances. So that is just literally that. Well, I can come for an hour or so or whatever, only going to less when you've got your act together. I mean, I was recording people. I did a whole LP in a session. Okay. That's how good. Well, I say we got. We've got a system, headphones on. He'd been away for a week. See, he's that talented. He could 20 songs and he had to get them out. And this provided eventually, I think he ended up with 30, but I don't know how many CDs eventually. And obviously some are good, some are bad, but it's getting them to keeping the flow, going. And you can put together an LP in an afternoon or day, morning, afternoon. We just do 3 takes. Because once we're set, and that's the beauty of digital mixers, they have pre-recorded memories of the person's settings. So we've gone all through the sound check and I like my voice like this, and it can be recorded. Give that Yamaha 01B digital mixer. Incredible bit of kit, not over the top, but it can be expanded. So I think it's a 32 channel, but you can get a board to extend it if you have to, 8. Many features, but all digital and as quiet as a mouse. No hum, no fizz, no stems and seeds up we don't need. Acapulco Gold is good weed. Cheek and chop. But a slight variation on the theme. Yeah, there's nothing you don't need, but a lot of what you do need in a Yamaha digital mixer. And that particular model, because I looked at them all, of course there's different ones now, could fit most people's budget. And if you snoop around on eBay, you could get a Yamaha 01B digital mixer well under £1,000. And don't forget, it's got expansions for boards. For those who are into the technical side, different forms of recording machines can be linked into it directly by just putting in a board. So as their particular connections, I won't go all to that. Oh, no, I've only been half an hour. Okay, it's a quickie today. Guess it really. Section 22. I'll just check, there's obviously nothing on the back. All projects such as 21B will be a joint benefit nature. Again, the royalties being shared with another charity. That also, even when we did our benefit concerts, a benefit to actually raise money for Black Unicorn, they would be of a joint benefit nature. So that will obviously attract in more people. Oh, it's Oxfam and Black Unicorn benefit. Get it? Whatever's the charity need at the time. Again, we can be flexible. Could even be 3 charities, 4 charities, whatever, the need. We are planning this event, word's getting round, and we're approached by, because we've got a resource of charities as well. And so they've got the direct contact, an email, hi, it's income thing, and well, we've got some urgent need in Syria at the moment, refugees and whatever. Can you help? Okay. Put it to the members. Yeah, sure. Is it a charity? Okay. That's the only key fiction. But obviously they'd have no trouble if it's a genuine altruistic service. It will get charity status. And that's all the magic it is. Then they have the bank account. Anyway, that's all that. But yes, so in theory, considering the size or nature of the event, right? So you're having an event that's a potential 20,000 or whatever audience, a football stadium. You're not going to do it just for the fear of unemployment. And, I don't know, you could, but no. It would be changed to the nature of the event, the earning potential of the event or whatever, which is obviously a consideration. And it would be available for people to apply to be included. Have 20 charities, bigger ones up front, Oxfam or whatever thing, and then also including blah, 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 which incidentally has the other bonus from our side that we can go back to the charity and say, yeah, we can. We're a bit short on ticket sales, or not sales, people working within the event. What they call them, people that show you to the sea, all this sort of stuff. Again, cutting expenses, because they know they're going to get something, get it right. Well, if you've got, of course, a lot of people, imagine your approach now, come on, waffle, because I've finished it now. Yeah, sure, they're just a little up-and-coming charity. Have you got anybody that'd like to be an usher? Okay, that they can come to the event and be part of it. You're not just there, you're part of it. And that would be some way of giving, as it was said, an energy exchange, right? And that cuts the costs. Get it? All the people that are involved in an event, a lot of that's quite a large percentage of the overhead of what an event costs to put on. And go on larger. Some such events or premises do have their own built-in staff, and that's generally included with the hire of the event. So it's just a matter of them going to their staff, because it's a charity event, and it's not every day of the week. They couldn't do that. We've been approached by the Black Unicorn to put on a charity event here, such and such coming, such and such and such, and the media can be invited in, TV, right? And they can be asked, if they broadcast it, to give a percentage, some of the money that they're going to, perhaps, they don't, saying all that, but obviously they could be televised, like Band-Aid, and that was live, and go all over the world. Saturn, we've done it, we've got the technology, and if the event generated that amount of interest, yeah, why not? Now, if little MF me, hypothetically, was given the job of being like a compere and that, but also could just do a few minutes of ministry and whatever I felt moved in the spirit to say, the mechanics I know is clearly in relation to the audience that I'm speaking to. Now, you see what I'm doing now. This is an audience of probably 20 people. But the science behind it is, I've had this figure given me already, 10,000 people. It's basically saying to me, yeah, you will just be doing this sort of stuff and that and whatever. But when you get that together, when you've got an audience of 10,000 people, shall we say, the level of the ministry is higher, more dynamic, whatever. So yes, I can certainly see the potential of that, hypothetically, that an event's put on which is live broadcast on the TV, and then Joe Muggins goes on there and says whatever he says. It might be better. As people, well, as you get, could be anything, yeah? Nothing to do with a concert, because it's the spirit. Well, whatever, I can give examples, Well, I don't know if a lot of you know, but the situation in such and such has deteriorated, and that we do need to generate quite a large sum of money. Okay? And this is in the spirit, right? So I'll put it to you, the people, the audience now, and obviously it can be filtered back to the committee, that I'm being impressed that we ought to give a such and such amount of money from this event to this situation. See, it's that dynamic. Whatever planetary disaster might be happening, whatever, can be responded to instantly within the context that there is an event. But on that analogy again, there won't just be one Black Unicorn event happening, because as it will naturally grow, there'll be hundreds of events. And the same analogy, people will have access into that section of it, the people who are organising the event. And if they're a charity, can apply for some money. It works another way, supply and demand. As the demand increases, so the supply will. But as we do start to get our act together, and as the planet is started to be healed, right, the demand will drop and maybe the supply. But I'm in this for life. Okay? Like the Rex thing, what a way to go out. Yeah, I go out doing this, raising money for the relief of suffering. Brilliant. Bring it on, more, wow. Yeah. And other people, I'm sure, will share that spirit. Oh no, this is me for life now. I'm going to carry on until the planet is healed. Okay. I'm going to carry on till the Christ does reappear. Okay. I'm going to carry on until world peace is established. Okay. This might not be a 2-year trip or what. We're talking probably 20, who knows how many years ahead, but it's up to us. Okay. And see, us isn't just ego trip us. You want to do something in this vein, you register to become a part of the Black Unicorn. You do it in your own country. Of course, you'll have relative freedom to how you do that, but there will be disagreed things. And if you earn more than you need, there will be like a central fund, or call it what you will, to be able to respond to emergencies. Yeah, be very flexible to respond to the needs of the time. Well, that's the theatre of unemployment, Black Unicorn outline. Just double check. I did do the Shakespeare quote, because it's actually at the bottom. I said at the top, but apparently it was the last. I think it's just to do with the design of the leaflet. You can see that yourself. It's on a lovely red band. Yeah. All the world's a stage, the men and women merely play as William Shakespeare. But initially that channeled through first. That's what I feel, obviously, personally, that William Shakespeare was part of the personnel involved in this thing. And this was printed in 2010 under Shamanic Studios copyright. So this is 8 years ago. So that says that, yes, there was a name change 8 years ago. So it shows how long this has been going on. Because as the theatre of unemployment was obviously a few years, and then it just evolved into being the Black Unicorn and was printed and dated. And I think there's even a thing on the back. Well, this is in November 17. So it's fairly, this particular document was recently done. Yes, when I went to Thailand, that's right. And it's all laminated, because obviously I carried on when I went to my Thailand work, if you like. And that's what I was introduced to, the big hotel at Nain Han. That's what got me in for a very reduced rate for the night. I wouldn't normally stay in such a hotel, but it was the right place at that time, because the next morning, the leader of the local Wat, who owned the land, appeared with all his dogs. I've shared that with another thing, but anyway, brilliant thing. And so I just came down the steps. I just got up. I didn't know, because I wasn't part of the clink. You know, the guests who'd probably come there regularly. Excuse me. And that was clearly a Dr. John being in the right place at the right time. And I just did a natural response. You know, and offered my obeisance, walked right across the yard to him, because he sat in the middle. It was like a circular driveway right in front of the hotel, where cars pull up, drop the guests or taxis, and then go round again and park the car at the back. And that's how it was done. And he was sat in the middle, and all the dogs around him. And there's this beautiful dog like Rex. You get me a German Shepherd, but I've never seen, it's obviously a slight cross. His hairs on the back stood up. You get me, just by his back, his rump, what we're going to call it. So he was a slight mixture of a dog. So he was probably quite unique. Beautiful dog. And he was the head dog. And we made a brilliant connection. I shared that, wagged his tail, sniffed and whatever. And all the other dogs obviously just stood back. I'm okay. Went to him, did obeisances, we touched heads. And I said, you know, obviously great. You didn't speak much English. Great to see you. I thought he perhaps might be going to talk, but he normally didn't. He'd just sit there and be with the dogs. So I just sat and that and said goodbye. And that was because the publican, the landlord, had sussed me out through this. You know, that's what I'm about. I'm trying to get this charity together and blah, 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 blah. Spoke perfect English. So obviously was a contact point. And we became friends. I'd come back even after my night's stay and would drive up. And he, talk about, see the humbleness, he would take the keys of my car. But if he was too busy, he'd take it and then, you know, above here and park the car. I mean, normally guests would be dropped off if they had a driver, and the driver would just go around and park the car. But obviously I didn't have that. I was just me. And anyway, but that's the connection we can make, because we connect on a different level. You know, all the formalities and all that is out the window. It's just hi, mate. And everyone understands what that means, you know, friend. It's like you become their instant friend, right? Hi, mate, you know, how are you? You know, basis and thing. Just want to nip into a room. I've left something, okay? Oh, yeah. Car parked. Well, I wasn't staying there, but I'd left something right in and up, all the staff. But they do that to everyone else. I'm not going to think, you know, respect and obeisances, you know, whatever. up the lift in my room and whatever, and got whatever it was I'd forgotten. Because I did only stay the one night, yeah. And I've got to share a bit about it. I've had a thing possibly with Bob Dylan. That I did a thing, but looking at it, maybe it's just me. Get it? Well, I've got to explain that. Well, we only got, I've got 15 minutes here. An hour is the minimum I will do this. And I'll look at the time and I've got to want, if it's that, the vibe I'm getting, the sort of impression, yeah, come on, Graham, what? Quick hit, fasten it up because there's more stuff that needs to come through, sort of thing. But I'm not getting that. In fact, I'm getting the thing, just chill out. You've got 15 minutes now. And that scenario was that on the messenger service that you have, which I don't have now, so when you're on the normal Facebook page, you have a section on the right hand of your screen. That's, of course, if you've got a computer, and it tells you who's online. But there's a new thing, well, it's new to me, at the bottom of all these people that are online, group conversations. And I think you need to be invited to be part, because, yeah, your name's included. So it's Krishna, he has now become a well mate, we've linked in. But then my girlfriend in Thailand's name, and then mine. So he has approached her, get it? And we've become like a little group connection, because she hasn't been too active. So I think there's things, because she's, well, as the photograph recently of her showed, she's got an elderly mother and she has to take on the role of working on the family farm. That happened when I even came to visit her. Oh, I've got to go and see my mother. And I did stick my thing, say, look, we've only got a month. Yeah, that's it. She was seriously, not from her, coming for a month, right? Oh, I've got to work on my mother's for 3 weeks. So I'll be coming there, all the expenses. Only so I did. I put my foot. No, that's not good. Tell your mother I'll hire someone if she's that desperate for some help. You're looking at in Thailand, £6 a day, 300 baht is the average labourer's rate. £6 for a day's work. Woo! But I'm not saying the bad way. That is just how, because the economics is that. But the king of Thailand, you get literally next to nothing or free electricity. Okay? All your driving expenses, again, you just get one little certificate thing, which is your insurance, if you like, road tax and everything. Right? So you paid a little bit, but it's nothing like us in the Western world pay. Right? And scooters particularly can be brought at a lot cheaper rate than if you bought it in other countries, so whether the king directly subsidises them or what. For about £1,000, you can get the most state-of-the-art, brand new Yamaha or Honda scooter. Needless to say, you also get higher purchase, non-interest. Again, because people are, I don't know the word poor, well, it is, but lower income. So things are relevant to your thing. But you'd have to be really out of it, not to be able to have a scooter. Of course, there are people that can't. But there are generally things that can pick these people up and ways around it. The government can give them a loan and they can get a little scooter come taxi, which I had a ride in, on it's a little three-wheeler thing. Oh, they could take, well, they did. They had 3 of us and my luggage, and we just, probably only doing 20 miles an hour, but it's an interesting experience. And that would cost you not a lot. Jack used to do all that, because again, speak Thai, and she could phone them up. And there is a bit of that. Well, what is that? Westerners are generally charged more than Thai people, right? We're Farangs. Star Trek, you see. Me farang, okay? That's an alien, mate. Stuff right. That's just the way it's come out, Frank. And so these little taxis, they don't get a lot of money, but it takes them off the red line. They've got a means of income. In fact, Jack's dad was a taxi driver, but this is in Nakhon Sawan. The Nakhon Sawan is not where I was, Phuket's South Island, right at one. It is nearly an island. Beautiful climate, but in places very developed, nightclub, big active nightlife, and attracts people like that. But Vai, that's a Freudian slip. Vai is actually a similar resort, but in Crete, which has been implanted on my mind, a place to return to. Similar but different, but it is land owned by a monastery. You've got all your basic needs. It's a perfect place for sun lovers, nature lovers. And that's who's attracted, because there's no cafes, or there's actually one little cafe, but it's a local cafe, and you'll get a feta salad. But brilliant food if you're into, organic stuff, because it's all just local food. The goat's cheese is made by the goats that are there, okay? And then obviously the fruit and the vegetables are all locally sourced, olives or whatever. And it's what the local people have. And so you're accepted as a Western, you're not ripped off. I think it's something like 20, whatever the currency is in Greek, which has left me, but very reasonable. So if you're just there to sunbathe and drink and chill out, you've got a reasonable source of very cheap, brilliant food. So you just go, it's all sheltered, obviously out of the sun. You've got water, because there's a big trough thing for the goats. The goat herder comes and waters his goats there, but with a tap. You've got toilets, and you've got a car parking area, because this particular beach, Vai, I ought to be a salesman. No, I'm just sharing whatever. This particular beach, Vai, in Crete, is very popular with the local people. Okay, so the local Greek or Cretan people come there, bring their families. It's that sort of place. Have their picnic, put their things down and blankets, and that's sort of their favourite places to spend their weekend. And we were just a minority community. Notice, if you like, I don't mind it. The freaks, the travellers who weren't of Cretan birth. Okay. No, we weren't, because I didn't. In Thailand, we're called Farangs. But in Crete, no, we're actually very well. If you're British, we liberated Crete from the Germans. So the Germans occupied Crete in the war, and it was us, the British troops, that went in and got them out. So another little tinker, you're looking for a nice place for a holiday, and then we've heard all this news about Crete would be worth a check out. So you go into the local bar, and they pick as you speak. Oh, you English? Yeah. 9 times out of 10, you won't pay for your drinks the first time you go. Oh no, we buy. Treat you like a guest. No, you hungry? Yeah. Oh no. It's like them paying back for us liberating them in the war. Because if you meet Crete, they're beautiful, nice people. And I don't even think they've got an army. Or if they have, it's not quite of the ilk of modern weaponry. You might have a few guns that are, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's not, because it is just a small little island. It's actually like a strip. You can walk across it. I did it from one coast to the other that way, if you follow me. It's a long but narrow thin. And that was an interesting experience. And There's a place called Matala there, which is caves, and a lot of the travellers live there, stay there. So you have got even free accommodation. You know, well, it's not to say I don't like hotels, actually, and prefer to stay in a cave. I've done it a few times. I stayed with the gypsies in Almeria when I did my Spanish trip, just prior to my brother committing suicide. That was a run, if you like. And you get led in the spirit. You ask other travellers. Anyone contemplating it, it's a fantastic growth experience. Puts you, pushes your limits. So you're made to try and communicate. I've still got quite a hassle of gay people. I've got to do that. There you go. I've got 5,000 friends. I will now have to sort the wheat from the chaff. Okay. And I'm perfectly entitled to do that because that's my reason. It's stopping new people connecting. I've asked to perhaps have that level up to 10,000 people. I've covered that earlier in this number's been given me. 10,000 people, right? Could be that, it could be a concert, whatever, but that's the figure. And I feel when I've achieved that, it'll put my particular ministry on a totally different tack. Then, touch plastic, I will have financial security. That's all I'll say, meaning I can get a car that I need actually now, that I don't need to worry about, getting food and being able to eat all the week. I can support the various ladies that have come into my life. The recent one is a lady from the Philippines who we connected in. This is actually only last night, a day before. But I suss, because in the spirit, oh no, this is a genuine, humble appeal. She even used please don't get angry. And then she sent me photographs. She's got a son. She's got 3 children, but one of them is deaf. And so, if you like, it's got disabilities. That is a very demanding thing. She can't hardly ever be left on his own and that. So bless her, she's done a good job. Because there's 2 other kids. She sent me photographs of the kids, a bit of watch my thing, and a dog. Kid. I'm getting sick of all this rejection and people not out. I'm going to go to the Philippines, mate. Find someone. Yeah, I've been a miner for a heart of gold. She comes in that ilk, as do my ladies in Thailand. A heart of gold. I've been a miner. Yeah, I've been to Redwood, and that's how he sorts out. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's life's express. And that I can relate to, yeah. Heart of gold. Worth more than certain, how can I put it, capacities that women think that a man's looking for. Okay? Oh, yeah. Give me someone I can have a laugh with. Okay. That I can chill out with. Okay. Not so, Graham, can you do this? And starts, getting straight on a power trip. You've entered a relationship, right? And then suddenly, whoom, the colours are shown. I'm in charge now, mate. And suddenly, okay. I don't want to go to this sort of place, thank you very much, but you do because your partner wants to go, and suddenly it gets ups and ups, and next thing you know, you're sitting around with smoke-filled bloody rooms watching people play billiards. I am joking about the past now, but that's the scenario. I left that. So you can imagine my dating capacity was pretty low. You come to the juncture, well, what do you want to do then? I'd like to go and visit this ancient site, actually, and blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh, you want to go to the disco? Well, not really. As a young kid, I used to go through that, but I'm a bit older for that shite. I didn't, though I am now, I'll be honest, using political license to make it more funny. It didn't actually happen that way, but that scenario was true. I didn't become a very dateable project. I like food. I can enter into restaurant sort of things. But I wasn't into lots of aspects of that sort of life. Plus, I was doing this. Okay? You know, we've got, all of us will have our own plate filled. Once we do, with an open heart, ask that we be engaged. You know, what can I do to help? Which is another way of saying being engaged. Click into our field of service. These are all from the Lucis Trust concepts. The field of service is, in my case, the theatre of unemployment. That is where I put all my energy, and to get that started. That is like my job now, right? On and off for over whatever years it is, because I've been disbarred. I'm having to go now. Rejected of men, rare. But I don't blame the women. I'm still on that. The women are the true disciples of Christ. I've got a choice to have a meeting with a man from some hypothetical scenario. I'm approached by a business organisation. Oh, we like what you're doing, Mr. Clark. Well, we'd like to make some contribution. Would you like to come and meet us? I'd say, well, yeah. I prefer a woman, though, please. Okay? Yeah. Give me a woman anytime, right? And that's right. A woman's genuine, isn't into all this macho bullshit, doesn't want, you know, the back scrubbing that men can want, you know. Oh, you've got to suck up to me now. No, they just meet me on my level. Okay? Give me a woman, I might even call it that, any day, right, meaning over the preference of a man. I'm sorry, you might say, I am prejudiced. I only speak as I find. Go back to Handel. He was as despised and rejected, and I certainly have been. Not just rejected, despised. He'd had people to try and take down the good work I was doing. And that happened with Shamanic Studios. Jealousy, nasty emotion. People were jealous of what I was doing. And so they deliberately went to other people who were influential in me running my project, i.e. council members, and just like little kids, well, he's no good, he doesn't do this and that. But they never, I'm having to go now, came to me with these accusations. It just suddenly came to a head with Mrs. Fowler, what a name, head of the social work department. Whoa, nasty bit of work. Why? And I can say that. I had a direct incident, although she shares, oh, it's nothing to do with that. I applied for some money for an extension of my service to expand it, because I was already doing it as a mobile service. So yes, they provided me the room, the hall, where it was run as a stationary studio, but we acquired a bus, and I was getting interest from people who wanted me, drop-ins mainly, dropping in Sky, for instance, me to come and visit, supply and demand. So I applied for a grant to just cover the running costs of the truck, right? And the figure was estimated and whatever to do this work. And she refused, and I contested it because there was actually advice, guidance given to these people of the sort of things they should be supporting, and this classically fitted that. I'm a service user, providing a service for other service users, and it's called peer support. So I'm having peer support, which has been proven in America, but our services here were, shall we say, a bit lacking. They were paranoid that if they gave me the money, other people would apply, and rightly so. Get it? So they drew this line, right? Oh no, we can't do that. And Elsie discussed, oh no, if we do this, then there will be other Joe blogs. But that is what they're meant to be doing, not employing professionals who don't have any experience of psychological disorders. In America, totally different. You've got a psychological disorder, but you want to try and help other people. You are encouraged and given the means to do it. Of course, it means that professionals are put in their rightful place. Go about all they're good for is to give you a diagnosis, right? I mean, think it through. You go to the psychiatrist. Yes, he is a professional, and he can help you if you're not really sure what's wrong with you, right? Okay, that's their role, right? But some of them are absolutely useless for ongoing support. It's a joke. I went to one guy and he was drugged up. Because, of course, the temptation's then you got access to drugs. Sussed him immediately. The nurses were embarrassed by it. Actually, he did get finally removed and sent to some geriatric unit. Just as a point of interest. But we'll go back to this social worker, Margaret Fowler. Now, if anyone gets to see this and is interested in improving their local services, it'll be backed up by many people in my area. I've had stories told of similar issues of abuse. It's not quite, well, it is abuse. Her guidance for what she should be doing clearly did and does incorporate peer support. And that peer support initiatives, which this was, Shamanic Studios, should be given extra support, not be compared with a professional run facility that was paid a salary. Get it? It's now starting to click into place, yeah? I was pitched against another service, but I knew it was a scam, a technical drawing service, because the word around the users was, oh, I've done it 5 times. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're paid to go there. Oh, it's not bad, but of course I don't really want a job, right? But that in itself is someone, and they were prepared because they were quite angry when it came out that I was going to be closed down. Oh, that's bollocks, man. You know, yes, I have been to the technical drawing course, but I've done it about 5 times. And yes, we are paid. People that came to my project never could claim any travelling expenses. Good. You know, meet things on an equal footing and then be examined. Yes, he only does see maybe 3 people a day because it's a quality one-to-one peer support service. They don't just come to record their poetry. They then have an open access to someone who's more than capable to offer them therapeutic counselling, peer support, because they've been where these people have been, and we go round in a circle, cutting words, see, that in America, this has been proven by your fruits, you know, the success in this approach is, and that's America for you. They're not on big ego trips. And if something works, yeah, let's get it on, bring it on. And the number of peer support workers in America, what's 97? Nah, see, you do worry a bit, sort of, right? But that's what happened now. So I'm getting that out of my system. My system was wrongly closed down. I didn't finish. So this is to do with me applying for a grant, which I should have been given, to extend my service, There wasn't a salary involved. It was just running costs of the vehicle. So if professionals wanted to do the same thing, you've got people's salaries and all the rest. See, again, inefficient. This is someone that was going to benefit themselves. It was my therapy course. That's the idea of it, peer support. There's no teacher and recipient. You both assist each other. It assisted me by giving me a focus for what to do with myself. And the person that came, if you like, in that capacity grew and was empowered through peer support. I was in tears because she did it and she got all her council fellow workers who weren't involved. I've got a double track. So this case of being refused funding, I challenged, and it went right to the Ombudsman, right? And the evidence was solid. Well, he's obviously not trying to rip anything off. He just wants his running across. He is mentally ill himself, and that's meant to be the guidelines. They looked at the policies, the mental health care, if you like, and I won. Now, that was just unheard of. Mentally ill person challenged the head of the department for not giving him funding, which he felt he's entitled to, and my decision was awarded in my favour. You're not going to tell me, stirred up now, that 4 or 5, if not even that, months later, I suddenly have this extensive review, well over the top, because I've had reviews in the past, right? They look through your attendance books, make sure everything's ship-shape with your toilet and this, all the regulations of that, and if you have a food air and all this shite, and it's generally over in half an hour. Mine wasn't. Started asking me things like, well, who's this person? Because they wanted to remain anonymous. They didn't sell their name because other people would see it. John, what's it? They just did a squiggle. And I couldn't remember it myself. See, that's it. It was pressured. Well, who's this? Who's that? I don't know. And that was done as well. We want a list of all the people you attend. They didn't like it when I said, well, I'll have to ask their permission, which is right. That's called confidentiality. People will only attend such a psychiatric service if they're guaranteed that their identity is kept confidential. Okay? You imagine what happened if this had gone to court. I'd have won hands down and she would have been sacked. And the people that assisted her in this action, because on every level it was out of order. My service, even though it did only sometimes see 3 or 4 people a day or even in a week, because it fluxed and goes, that's mental illness story as well. Sorry, Graham, I can't come this week. Yeah, right. But it's a quality, effective service, right? And I say that because a few people that did use it clearly indicated it had changed their lives. Biff Gladman actually wrote in the paper, oh yeah, Shamanic Studios is dramatically, okay, it's an example, but that's what it should be based on. And it ended up, I wasn't given the money, which I should have been. It ended up that I won an appeal through the Ombudsman as it went to that level. And then 3 or 4 months later, I have all this stringent review, and suddenly I'm being told, sorry, we're going to have to close the service. Well, you can imagine the anger I went through then, but also I was brought to tears. I said, oh, you can't do that. Every fibre in my makeup told me this is wrong. Oof. So, Mrs. Fowler, you've probably been promoted to King Kong and the head of the service. This is a public video, and yeah, bring it on. Take me to court for defamation of character. You'll be in for a big surprise because it's not just me. Okay? In many instances. Oh, and on confidentiality. See, I'm putting... Oh, yeah, people have come to me and said, well, I went to this service with the social work department and this woman seemed to know everything about my life and knew that I'd done certain things which they're not meant to know. Again, that's your protection. You should be able to go to a professional, have a little meeting and be able to tell them things, but on the understanding it's confidential. And that is a sackable offence. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you breach confidence of one of your clients because they just generally chat about it in the audience, the office. The whole lot of them end up getting sacked. Yeah. To bring it on. Different G.Clark moved on a few niches. Obviously, at that time, I was very much peace and love. And at that time, I was into concepts, you create your own reality. Well, I must have courses and took it on that I was wrong. No, I wasn't. Because in my mind, right, if the service did tend to fluctuate, which is a natural thing with mental illness, and if they did feel that the numbers were too low or I couldn't substantiate the numbers, we go round the circle, they never sign their true name. And not only that, I was under obligation not to reveal who they were. Care? See, my legal mind's clicked. Care? That's it. So if it went to any kind of I would win and wipe the floor with them. Excuse me, yes, they were exes, but excuse me also, I do take very seriously confidentiality. And if someone's clearly indicated to me that they don't want that they attend my facility, because they would do that when they sign the thing, I don't want other people to know, Graham, that I come. Oh, fine, great. All it is just a tick to give a number for the day. 7 people came today, 6 people, and I did going on. I often had bus trips of people coming just to look around. No one wanted to do anything. 20 odd people would come and no more. And just to look around, I'd show them the synthesizer and let them have a little go, and they loved it. And I got very positive feedback. So when they left, they did put their name because they were happy to be there and were very proud. And, very good service. It's totally unique. Here, Shamanic Studios, as more people, run by a shaman who is the optimum healing experience that anybody could connect into. Of course, in this culture, it's not seen that yet, but some people are aware. We've done that and other. Oh, yeah. He's a healer and a very powerful one. And people just need to touch into his presence and they will receive healing, all karmically controlled. Because everything like that healing on a true spiritual capacity is by their faith, be it so, and also if they have earned, if you like, the opportunity or the right word, to actually be healed. So they might not, it's not so much being ready, although that is part of it. To be ready means you're open, to be ready means you're coming into a right attitude, but still just karmically, it wasn't right for you to be healed at that time, meaning you needed to do certain things yourself. So if someone came to me, there would be a healing session, a counselling, and then I would tell them in the spirit, by counselling, oh, you smoke. Oh, yeah, it's a big problem. Well, I feel you should need to give that up. So that's a challenge for them to work that one through. And a lot of people like this, but just if it's in the spirit, oh, you eat a lot of meat, and your diet comes in, oh, and you eat that. Well, I think you should try and cut that down, introduce this. Classic thing is salmon because it's high in certain oils, and especially people with psychological disorders. The 2 omega-3, I think it's an omega-6 oils, are found in fish, generally fish like salmon, who are predators, mackerel, right? And you introduce that, it's just as tasty, it's got a bit of oomph. And so, well, look, cut out all the steaks, or a lot of, some of them, and eat fish 2 or 3 times a week and see how you get on with that. So you give them dietary advice, which would also be connected with the healing. The rules. That's it. If you are abusing I've got to change that, I've clicked it twice, abusing your body by eating foods that it's not happy with, you can change that. And then you say to me, I'm going to end it, pieces. Well, Graham, but how can you diagnose very quickly and that? Who do you think you are, a doctor? No, I'm a shaman, but I use a pendulum. Okay. A well-established, known means of diagnosis that naturopathic doctors use, a pendulum. You have proper sheets. You can also ask a person, and if they just say this, that, and the other, you quickly consult the pendulum, which is a scientific technique to connect into your higher self. I stress scientific. This has all been documented and proven to work. Does this person need help with their kidney? Right? Yes, no. Does this person this? You can either link organs or illnesses. So you go through a list of conditions, and then you can go through a list of things that they might need to do. And you can even go through a list of foods. Salmon, thing. On the other counter, which of these foods are not good for the person? So you can start from that angle. Is it this? You just touch it? No. That thing? Yes. You note that. Yes. So it's done using a pendulum, and it's very accurate. Well, obviously, I soon be doing this, and only people like me only get work, if you like, by personal recommendation. By their fruits, you will know them. So don't get taken in with these people who charge high fees. Oh, they must be good. Check them out. Ask your actual fellow compatriots, fellow sufferers. Well, do you know anything about this healer? Has anyone ever been to them and this particular service? No, you don't want to waste your time or whatever. And you go on that. You can even, you can use your pendulum to do that, of course. List of healers have recommended you, but you're still, because you don't know, will it be good if I go to this healer? And you just touch it. You can just have names or whatever. Would it be good if I go to this healer? That, and you get a very positive response if that is good, and you follow that. So you're actually being humble. You're following guidance, but it is actually you that's guiding you, your higher self, which is a concept I know. You could say your spirit. You could even say your soul. So it's bypassing your intellect. You are not, you can use your intellect, but if it's a scenario where you've never met these people and it's just your initial consultation, you're asking about, well, will this person be useful? The pendulum is a fantastic means to do it. And I'm just being told you've got yourself out of that scape. Meaning anyone does try to put themselves up as a healer, you're clamped down on by the medical profession, which is also supported by the drug and pharmaceutical industry. And as soon as possible, it's ridiculed as best they can by using certain arguments. Well, yes, but that's all psychosomatic and all this. But then everything's psychosomatic, okay? And you take that to the nth degree. When that's been proven, when someone even goes to an MD doctor, it's a psychosomatic process. The person must believe that the drug they've been given will help them. And it will to some degree. And this has been proved under laboratory conditions, being told wind it up, because 2 lots of doctors, some of them had sugar pills, meaning pills with no medicinal quality to them at all, and someone else did have drugs. There was no real difference in the positive effect of those 2 lots of substances. So in other words, 20% of the first sample did have a positive effect and only about 20% of the other. So it's really saying they're both as good as each other. It's all to do with the mind. If you think something's going to help you, that is half the process. And this ties in with Jesus's statements on many occasions, by your faith, be it so. Power of the mind. You don't believe that something's going to happen, utter contradictional statement. He could do no good works there because of their unbelief. And that's said about Jesus. So it's a double whammy statement. Bye for now.